Hi, here we are at the unboxing of the newest version of History of the World, one of our oldest games. It's been through several iterations, and this is the new one from Z-Man Games, and we're going to unbox it right now. There's the rich aroma of shrink wrap. Let's see what's in the box. It's a heavy box. It's lovely artwork, I think. You know, it's 14 plus age, 2 to 6 players, plays in 2 to 3 hours. Much quicker than the original, I must guarantee you that. Nice looking rule book. We've got some nice illustrations, quite a lot of examples of play. Having seen the prototypes, I know that it's a comprehensive set of rules. It's not difficult to understand, and there's a quick reference summary on the back as well, which is quite nice. Oh my word! I don't think I've seen this very often, but we've got shrink-wrapped counter sheets. I won't bore you with ripping them all off, but you've got the siege engine, which is the way that we establish the impetus that you gain by having succeeding attacks at the same target. So if you fail the first time, you move the marker on the siege engine to +1, so you're adding +1 to your dice for the second, and so forth, to a maximum of +3. It represents the continued efforts and the learning of the generals, and then getting better at doing what they did best. Lovely looking things. We've got, I will have to open this because it's the map board. I have to be careful doing this. Don't want to slice myself or the board up. I always wonder when you get shrink wrap things in boxes if it's there to prevent moisture. You know, if they're sitting in warehouses for a while or whatever. I'm never sure. Or it could just be to stop everything moving around. But now this is going to be a bit big. So there we go. Now that's Steve, can you get a bit of a look on that? It's based on our original map, which is a sort of a different projection than you might be used to. It's not like a Mercator projection. It's designed to show the places in the world that people don't know as much about in a reasonable size, so that you know, nothing is there's no discrimination on this map board. It's nicely painted. I think it's quite clear. All the writing's quite clear. When we saw the proofs of this, we were very pleased with it. Right, so what we've got now these are interesting. Z-Man went with instead of a figure, it's a sort of a more abstract. It's a globe on a pedestal, which means it will stand very nicely on the board. So they're yeah, quite serviceable. They're made of colours for 6 players. Got the dice, of course. Then we've got the cities and the monuments. These are quite nice. These will sit on. Where did you get this on? There we go. So if you build a city, then you put a monument on. That'll look quite nice on the game boards, I think. Nice chunky firm plastic, that's very durable. Then you've got the cards, the event cards and the epoch cards, reduced down to 5 epochs now from our original 7, and in previous versions of Brief History, which went down to 6, we're now down to 5. We helped Z-Man put this into some order so that we lost some of the tiny minor ones, took those into the event deck so they're not lost, but reduced it to 5 epochs, which allows much swifter gameplay, because we don't want to rule people out who can't afford a 4-hour game. So this is now, with 4 players, to play easily in 2 hours, and 3 hours with 6. Cards are very nice. They have the epochs on the back, so you can You don't have to have a separate chart. You can see where your card that you've got is in the order for that epoch and the various strengths. That's a nice touch, I think. The artwork is very nice, colour coded, strengths in the shields, little bit of extra in terms of the special abilities. So like the Arabians, the Caliphate, until you lose a battle, when you fight a battle you may re-roll one of your dice. So there are not every card has these. Vikings, longships, when you fight a battle while using a fleet, if you roll a 1 or a 2, you win the battle. So there are some little quirks that give you some specialities, which will make your choice of which nation you're taking a little bit more interesting. You have the familiar, if you're familiar with the game, the familiar events like disasters and crusades and diplomacy and elite troops. All in all, very nicely put together. Good, reasonable card stock. It's not going to collapse after a few plays. All in all, very nicely produced.